So one final step in this traditional ceremony before we give out the degrees, and the degrees will be given out. I won't read a Latin citation for every one of you because we'll be here for another 2 days. But those citations will be done in groups for each fitting the degree. So the tradition is there's a final lesson, if you will, deriving from our ecclesiastical past that I'm charged to give. So this is addressed to the class of 2024. It will come as no surprise to this class that this has been a truly tumultuous and unsettling academic year for American colleges and universities. Here at Bard, however, the most memorable day on campus was the day of the solar eclipse, April 8th. A large cross-section of Bard's community gathered on the upper campus, students, faculty, and staff, to witness this once-in-a-lifetime event. Our physics faculty and student members of Bard's Physics Club arrived equipped to help with special glasses and mingled with the crowd, eager to help explain and guide the astonished spectators. For one brief moment, the Bard community was united in a spirit of trust around the task of learning and the wonderment of understanding. No one questioned the facts and explanations. The eclipse, its reality, its timing, its trajectory, its mystical beauty, and the astonishing light were not received as fake news. A colonialist or Eurocentric imperialist fraud, a pack of lies, a MAGA conspiracy, or a Zionist or Jewish conspiracy. The riches of generations of scientific inquiry, still incomplete and ongoing, the rewards of centuries-long disciplined use of reason to better our grasp of the natural world were on full view. The Bard community was the witness and beneficiary of the work of Copernicus, Kepler, Newton, and Einstein, and the gradual refutation of elaborate, eloquent, arcane, and brilliant theories and divine superstitions about the heavens and the stars that sought to explain an eclipse. Spinoza would have been proud of this display of awe at the synthesis of reason, nature, and the divine. Almost a century ago, in 1919, another solar eclipse was closely scrutinized and studied. It provided the empirical proof, witnessed by measurement and photographs, of Einstein's 1915 theory of general relativity, the bending of light by the force of gravity. Einstein won the Nobel Prize in 1921. Yet by the end of the 1920s, relativity, despite the clear experimental proof, would be branded as false and degenerate, as a lie by the Nazis. It was the work of a manipulative, international Jewish conspiracy. The teaching of Einstein's revision of Newtonian physics was banned from German universities by an autocratic and tyrannical regime that seized power in 1933. That ban lasted until the end of a world war against Nazism and fascism that cost the lives of 20 million soldiers and more than 40 million civilians, including the victims of the systematic extermination of distinct groups, particularly Jews, the Roma people, and homosexuals, and the civilians who perished from the atomic bombs this nation dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. We face the possibility that in our own time, this will be repeated, that the respect for reason, research, evidence, for the distinction between certainty and uncertainty, for the understanding of probability, the recognition of truth, and the willingness to reject falsehood, the love of beauty, in proofs and persuasive arguments, and the embrace of thoughtful dissent, such as Einstein's, from reigning orthodoxies and inherited superstitions, including conspiracy theories that elude the rules of evidence because their presumed truth is intentionally and cleverly hidden, will disappear, destroyed by ideological terror from above, control and intimidation from autocratic governments, and from below by the power and fear now fueled in a historically unprecedented way by technology, of conformist mass prejudice, ostracism and abuse, and the tyranny of the virtual public space we now inhabit. Truth and understanding are not determined by popularity. They are often hard to understand without access to the kind of analysis, information, and learning Bard and other universities and colleges exist to provide and support. Colleges and universities must defend dissenters and critics and protect the open and free pursuit of knowledge and understanding. They must be dedicated to resisting censorship from above and defying the self-conscious self-censorship among students and faculty who fear the condemnation of dominant groups who cherish their convictions, even if those convictions might turn out to be wrong. We must remain committed to the free and open pursuit of thinking, research, scholarship, artistic expression, and the teaching of the rules and practices of reason, scientific discovery, considered criticism, judgment, and scholarship. We must rededicate ourselves to teaching and not to preaching. We must not abuse our academic authority to assert our beliefs in the classroom. Rather, we should open those beliefs up to reasoned scrutiny. Amidst the avalanche of statements and postings on the internet that emerged from this year's campus politics, there was a statement that liberal education and the liberal arts were merely examples of, I quote, soft power of imperialism and colonialism. This assertion is derived from the often hard to understand and jargon-laden postmodernist idea and critical theory that contest the claims of reasoned enlightenment. It is a frighteningly appealing distortion of the traditions of teaching and learning that Bard honors and that are being celebrated here at this commencement. The plain truth is that thinking and understanding are difficult. They are demanding human endeavors. Our understanding of the natural world, whether of COVID, our brains and nervous system, the Earth's climate, or the universe around us, remains imperfect. The progress we have made has been the result of the shared pursuit of knowledge and truth in institutions of research and learning that rely on reasoned skepticism. That gives us a common ground on which to change our minds and shed ignorance and search further for more perfect understandings. The truth is also frequently counterintuitive and complex. We cannot respond to the complexities that surround us by casting off recalcitrant details through simplification, clinging to slogans, stock phrases, epithets, and the unexamined language of opinions that are emotionally satisfying, but dangerously inadequate and misleading. Too often we defend our unexamined judgments by assuming the rhetoric and stance of moral superiority, thereby dividing every question into a simple opposition between right and wrong, and turning dissent into offense and evil. What is true is not always commonsensical, just as quantum mechanics, organic chemistry, economics, counterpoint, poetry, and photography all are. That is why institutions of learning exist and why the degrees you're about to receive took so long to earn, and why we have laboratories, studios, and libraries, and why we employ a learned and accomplished faculty. In the catastrophic congressional hearings from last December, The presidents of our leading institutions, when asked about how to deal with a hypothetical case on campus calling for the death of a particular group of fellow human beings, sought to make a distinction between speech and conduct. This was utterly amazing, probably something crafted by clever lawyers. At colleges and universities, especially here at Bard, speech is conduct. Language is the only instrument of learning. Violence has no place on the campus of a college and university. And the protection of the right of students and faculty to speak with freedom and without fear, and the defense of academic freedom are fundamental to our existence and are at the core and the mission of the liberal arts. I hold here a randomly chosen diploma. You will notice, if you look at it, and you'll see it on your own diploma, that at the center is an individual's name. Just one single name. There is no reference to that individual's race, ethnicity, religion, gender, sexual preference, or nationality. At Bard, on this ground of learning at your alma mater, only each of you as an individual, as one thinking person, a curious person, a good listener, not with their backs turned, with an active imagination and someone who loves to learn, counts. Bard's diploma honors your identity and sanctity as unique, your individual achievement, and not you as a member or representative of any group. Bard College may be one of the last strongholds in the defense of the universal virtues of a liberal education, as a place of reason and learning, not corrupted by wealth or the arrogance of an elite club. As you walk off the stage, we ask each and every one of you to join us as alumni to help protect and defend this place and the joy of learning and study. The culture of freedom, empathy, respect, and kindness the college has sought to cultivate and nurture. The talent and accomplishment within this class of 2024 remind me what an honor and privilege it is to serve as president of this unique institution. Thank you.